Hey, what is up you guys, welcome back. Today I want to touch the topic of Steam Community Market sales tax or sales fee, whatever you want to call it. I know that 99.9% of the people watching my channel already know what the Steam tax is. The way you have learned about it is either by yourself or you've watched one of my flipping videos, and usually in my flipping videos I also go over the Steam tax, but in those kind of videos I go over it very fast, just because I think at this point it should be common knowledge. But when I really think about it, I used to have a hard time understanding how the Steam sale fee works. I'm sure there are plenty of people who feel the same way, and if they want to try and find official documentation on this, they're gonna stumble upon this web page. This right here is the official documentation, but it's not very straightforward. If you don't put a lot of thought into it and a lot of trial and error, then it might be difficult for you to figure out how the tax works, especially if you're just starting out buying and selling stuff on the Steam community market. But don't worry, I'm gonna explain it very quickly and in a simple way. To start, you have to understand that there is a 5% selling fee which applies to every single sale on Steam. And then there's also a fee that is tied to every single game. So every single game has its own fee. Most of the time it's going to be 10%, but there are some games that have a different game fee. From the top of my head, I can only think of Subnautica, which I think has a 0% game fee, but it has still a 5% Steam sale fee. The easiest way for you to figure out how much the tax is going to be on your sale is for you to just go into your inventory, find something like this, a 3-cent gravity that you just had lying around in your CSGO inventory, click on the sell button, and then you input the price that you're gonna sell the item for. So for example, if you wanna sell it for 10 euro cent, it's gonna show that you're gonna get 8 euro cent, meaning the tax was 0.02 cent. You should always do it this way if the price of the item you're trying to sell is going to be lower than 1 unit. And what I mean by that is like 1 euro, $1, 1 ruble, doesn't matter. If it's below 1, it's like 99 cent, 98 cent, 50 cent, 30 cent, doesn't matter. Then you should do it with this method, because otherwise you're just not gonna get a precise amount. Let's say I wanna sell it for 27, it says I'm gonna get 24, and this is the exact numbers. An alternative way to calculate it is through using a calculator, which is much faster than doing it through your inventory, but it's gonna be a little bit less precise, and that's exactly why we're not going to use it on prices lower than 1 euro, $1, and so on. We're gonna use it only on higher prices. And let me just show you how it works. Let's just put 12.45, that is the price we're gonna sell for, and then you divide by 1.15. That means we're taking out the tax. We would get 10.83 because we rounded up. That's how much we would get. Now let's test it out. 12.45, we put it in here. Here we're gonna get the exact price. 10.83, in the calculator we got 10.83. So you see it's quite precise. But now if you decide to use it on lower price items, like let's say 27, divide by 1.15, you're gonna get 0.2347, and you kinda like, I'm not sure how much I'm gonna get for this. But you already remember, we tested it out. If you put 0.27, you get 0.24. And according to this, it should be 0.23 because it doesn't round up to 24. And that's why we don't use the calculator on lower priced items. If you don't understand why we would need to calculate the tax in the first place if we're trying to sell an item, but this is not meant for when you're trying to sell. This is meant to do before you even buy the item. Like let's say for example we're trying to flip an item on the Steam community market for profit, and right here we can see that the lowest we can get it for is 14.23 and the lowest we can sell it for is gonna be 15.70. Now let's calculate and see if doing this is gonna end up being profitable. 15.73 divided by 115 equals to 13.68 after we sell it. So this would be about a 60-cent loss. That means we cannot profit on this thing, and by calculating we know that, so we're not gonna buy this item. But yeah, that's about it on how to calculate the tax. If you want to learn about flipping in general, I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel. I could recommend you this one right here if you want to start out as a beginner. If you're interested in more high tier items, I would really recommend this one, because you can just buy knives in CSGO, play with them, and profit by doing this. It's kind of cool. But in general, there is a lot of ways and strategies you can profit through. Doesn't mean you have to do it full time and not have a life or something like that. This is something you can do in your free time, like while you're on the bus, while you're on the toilet, or just for your enjoyment. I don't know, it's just a fun hobby to have. And if you do it well and for a long time and you apply the right strategies, you can turn this into more than just a hobby. You can have an income from this, and that's kind of cool. Come hang out on Discord. I'm gonna leave the link down in the description. We just chat there and have some fun, and you can take part in that too. That was all for today's video. I'm gonna see you next time. Have a nice rest of the day. Bye bye.